YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kat, and today we are going to be going over Menagerie Cosmetics. The way I bought the palette, it is a palette that you can buy as a pre-made palette on Menagerie Cosmetics website for $19.99. It's one of their mini palettes, and it is the Octopus palette. So it looks like this, and you can basically buy the singles online and make the palette, or you can buy it as a pre-made palette. I ordered it like this because it was sold out when I wanted to buy it originally, but you can get it as a pre-made palette with just these 6 colors in it. So you get 4 mattes and 2 shimmers. And let me break the numbers down for you. They just did a revamp on their website, and I think they changed the prices because when I paid for it and I did the math, it wasn't that off, but the way they have it set up now is a little different. So I'll explain it to you. So, the pans that you get, they are 26 millimeter pans, 1 inch by 1 inch, and you get basically the singles for $5 a piece, and they're 2 grams per pan, and they're all pressed pigments. They're all cruelty-free, vegan, and talc-free, which is really cool. And the inspiration was by octopuses, and I believe if you buy the pre-made palette, money goes to a wildlife conservation fund for octopuses. And I know each palette that they come out with, money goes to the animal of the theme animal of the palette, which is really cool also. So, the way it's set up now, I paid $10 for the empty palette. Where'd I put it? Okay, so you get this Fox palette, is the empty palette, and it can fit up to, it can fit up to 12 singles in this. So they have a build your own palette option. It is $54. But you get to pick 12 singles out, and you get a palette for the $54. Is it 50? I have, oh gosh, I think it's 54. If it's, I'll leave the price in the description, but I can't tell if that's a 9 or a 4, because my handwriting is trash, but I think it's a 4. So you can do it that way. The way I did it was I bought the empty palette, and each single is 10, or sorry, if I paid 30, it's $5, so 30 for all 6, and then plus 10, so 40 for the palette. The palette is $19.99 if you buy it as is. So I remember paying, I want to say like I paid like $25. So I do think they redid the prices of the singles and how they sell them, but as it is right now on the website, if you were to buy the singles, it would be $30 for the 6 singles, and then $10 for the palette, so a total of $40. So it is more expensive if you do it this way, but you can also do the build your own palette, get these colors, and then get 6 more colors. So you could do it that way. And yeah, like I said, they are 2 grams per pan, $5 each, and they are all pressed pigments. So that is basically the background of the 2 ways you can buy this palette. So you can buy it individually in singles, or you can buy it as a pre-made palette. So I'm going to swatch these bad boys, and then we will do a look, and I will give you my thoughts on the palette. I have played with this once or twice, so I have used most of the colors in here, and I have used Menagerie Cosmetics before, so their quality is pretty much the same. They are intensely pigmented eyeshadows, so a little bit goes a long way. And same thing with the singles. You're getting a lot of product for $5, and these will last a while because they are so pigmented. So we have two shimmers, which is... sorry, I'm looking down at my notes. The two shimmers we have are Three of Hearts, which is a blue violet foiled metallic. So that is this one. Sorry, I'm picking up the pan. So that's Three of Hearts, and let me swatch this bad boy for you. Very pretty. They kind of feel like they're a cream to powder formula, and you don't need a lot. I just like barely tapped my finger in and pressed down. And then the next color we have is Mimic. Okay, almost dropped my notes. So Mimic is a semi-translucent violet blue duochrome. So this is Mimic. That's what it looks like, and it does come with the name of the color on the back. So Mimic, again, barely tapping in, and that's so pretty too. That is Mimic. So that is a duochrome, and this is a straight up metallic. Okay, so those are the two shimmers. And then we have the four mattes. So the first one up is, this is Jellyfish, which is a pastel lavender. That is Jellyfish. Do a swatcheroo of it. And that is what it looks like. Then we have this color, which is Octopi, which is a violet blue matte. That is Octopi. And these are all pressed pigments too. These can stain if you, they can stain, but they, if you use coconut oil, it will get it off. So that is Octopi, the blue violet matte. So like that's when I wiped my fingers off, there was product. These don't stain as bad. The Whale Song palette, which I'm going to be reviewing soon, that one can stain for a day or two, but it does go away. Okay, so we have two more mattes. We have Iron Grip, which is a dusty mauve. That is Iron Grip. Do a swatch of that. That is Iron Grip. So as you can tell, the mattes are insanely pigmented, so are the shimmers. You definitely are going to get color payoff with these. I've never had a problem of using any of their shadows and they haven't shown up. They definitely show up. So you do have to be careful when you're using the product. You do have to tap off because this can go very wrong very quickly if you don't tap off the product and stuff, because these are so pigmented. So the last color is Ink Jet, which is an inky purple. That is Ink Jet. And the swatch of it. So that is Ink Jet up there. So those are the four mattes, and those are your two shimmers. You have a duochrome and a metallic. So they are very purple, very pretty. I love that they did this little mini purple palette. I feel like they maybe could have done like a full-size color story with it, but I'm not going to be picky. I'm glad that they did it at all. So I'm going to prime my eyes off camera. I will be right back. I'm going to prime my eyes with this Angel Eyes eyeshadow primer base. So I will be right back with my eyes primed, and we will do 2 different looks on the eyes. Be right back, guys. Okay, I am back with my eyes primed, and if I get greasy throughout this video, it is because my apartment is about almost 80 degrees and I have the windows open. That's because of the heat, and it is 50 degrees outside. It's New York. It's supposed to be winter time, and we've had a few cold days, but nothing like New York winter. It's been like in low, like mid 40s to 50s mostly, and I'm like, this isn't winter, and it's very humid and muggy. So not saying that I want the ultra cold weather to come, but yeah, it's been a warm winter so far. So if I look like I'm a greased donut, that's why. But let's do some looks with the palette, like I said, and I might do with one eye just the palette, and then one eye bringing another palette in to show you that how I would use it with another palette. So I might do that probably. So this eye, my eyes are primed. This eye we're going to do first. Let me tap out the creases. And I somehow got glitter on my eye. Okay, so let's get a brush for the crease, and I am going to go in with that pastel purple color right here. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. Jellyfish. I'm going to go in with Jellyfish in the crease, and I'm just going to lay it down all in the crease as my first color. I'm going to use this as the first color I lay down, and as you can see, these are very pigmented, so just dip in with a little bit and add on, because that's the best way to do it. If you start with too much, it's going to be a lot more difficult to work with these. That's one of the drawbacks of working with very pigmented stuff. It's nice because you get the color a lot quicker, but you have to watch how much you put on the eye and kind of layer it. Okay. And I'm just going to bring this out a little. So I have a slight little cat eye going on there. And then let's make sure that this is nice and blended. Just take a little bit and dab it onto the end here and drag that out. Okay, so that is very bright and purple. That is just like I only dipped in twice to go on this part and then a little down here. So then I'm going to, where is the, okay, wipe my brush off, make sure I don't have any of that pigment on there. And then I am going to take the color, or no, that wasn't Jellyfish that I just went in with. This is, oh, it is Jellyfish, my bad. Okay, so I went in with Jellyfish, then I'm going to go in with Iron Grip, which is the dusty mauve color, so I'm gonna take that and do it on the inner half of my eye. I have a, tap that off. I have a few Menagerie cosmetic palettes that I want to review for you guys and do looks. I have the Whale Song and I have the Killer Purr palette. So I do have some other palettes from Menagerie. And then I have a few palettes from Nomad, and they just came out with these really pretty mini palettes. And I'm definitely going to be grabbing those. They're only 4-pan palettes, so I like that they're mixing it up and not just doing large palettes. And they're another brand that has really intensely pigmented eyeshadows. Okay, so that is with just the dusty mauve color, and then I kind of dragged it into the darker purple. So let me just make sure there's no harsh lines there, and there isn't. And then I'm going to take the dark purple shimmer. I'm going to take that and put that all over the lid. Grab my brush. So I was watching this really interesting video on YouTube today. The name of the creator, I think it was the Not So Evil Stepmother or the Not Evil Stepmother. I'll link the video up here and down in the description. But she made a really interesting video about how, one, it kind of cemented why I will never buy Storybook cosmetics, and kind of confirmed some thoughts I had about the triplets or the owners, or I don't know what their like exact roles are, but basically what happened was one of the sisters went behind her other two sisters' backs and set up a deal with another subscription box. I don't know the subscription box. And fuckery ensued. So basically she went behind her sister's back with this other subscription box, and they did like an exclusive deal for, I think, a palette, a brush set, and something else. And basically the person of this subscription box also makes products or has their own line or something, and they wanted to know how to get into BoxyCharm. So the sister kind of spilled the beans, and long story short, basically this also makes me wonder if I want to keep on getting BoxyCharm. BoxyCharm has their own factory in China, and one of the ways that they're able to get the products into the box and deliver, such a good deal is that if the they're quoted a price and it costs too much. They will buy the packaging off of you and then dupe your products with their Chinese lab. So I think it's fucked up, one, for a brand to agree to this, and two, it's messed up. But what the sister did, she basically they basically spilled the beans that they allowed subpar or not as good products to be made in another factory, then put into their packaging, and then they basically screwed over this other box, and I think they signed an NDA and really weren't supposed to spill the beans. I'll link the video because she explains it so much better, but it kind of made me, like, there's been some shady stuff going on with the company, and just the responses from the triplets have rubbed me the wrong way, and just hearing that made me be like, okay, I will officially never purchase your products, because that's really shady that you're agreeing to allow that to happen. That's my opinion. Okay, so that metallic purple does leave a little bit of kick up. It's just in the palette. I'm not getting any fallout, which is good. I just want to bring this metallic purple out, just like I brought the matte. So I want to have that little cat eye moment going on. Okay. That is a very dramatic purple eye. Very pretty though. So that is what it looks like so far. I'm going to take the duochrome purple and I'm going to put it on the center of the lid, on my brow bone and inner corner. And just pop that right in the center to do a little halo moment. But yeah, I kind of found that shady on both sides, but if I had a brand, I wouldn't want product that wasn't made in my factory to be, you know, distributed to thousands of people, and then they think, you know, that my products aren't great because, you know, nothing against China or dupes, but, you know, if they're just, you know, duping the colors and stuff, they're probably not trying to get the formulas exact. Okay, there we go. Ooh, that definitely added some brightness. I needed that. And now we're going to put it on the brow bone. That is a really pretty purple. I love purples. I want to grab that Violet Voss mini purple palette that they just released, because it's actually purples and violets. A lot of palettes, I noticed, they go kind of more the purple pink route, which is cool, but I have the Natasha Denona Lila palette, so I have plenty of those colors. Okay, on the brow bone, and now I'm just going to do the inner corner. Let me grab a little brushy brush. Okay, just dab that on the inner corner. And then, okay, let's add a little more. Also think I'm sweating because I have my big ass lights on and those don't help. Okay, and I'm just going to take on the lower lash line that inky purple color ink set, which is right here, and I'm gonna put that on the lower lash line. This eyeshadow, it's so pigmented. If you don't have really oily lids, you can get away with just wearing this without primer. It's that pigmented and intense. But I would suggest wearing eye primer all the time with eyeshadow. Okay, I got a little powder, of course, in the eye. But that is the first look. That is just using the palette. Now I'm going to do this eye with using this color and maybe bringing in another color or two from another palette. So I am going to start off with my Colourpop Lilac You Alot palette. I'm staying in the purple zone, but I'm going to take the color, I'm gonna take the color Zoned Out and just lay that down in the crease, kind of as a transition shade. So I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and just tap into that. And just do a light wash of color with that. Again, Colourpop's eyeshadows are pretty consistent, so all of these monochromatic palettes I like. I think the only one I didn't grab was like the brown sugar one and the peach one. Besides that, I think I have all of the other 9 pan palettes. I just want to bring that out a little too. Okay, I just needed that down for a little bit of a transitional shade. Now I'm going to take, where's the brush I want to use? Okay, I'm going to take this thin, small brush for the crease, and I'm going to take the color Octopi, I believe. Yeah, it's this violet blue color. So I'm going to take Octopi. Yeah, Octopi. And I'm going to put that, tap that off, and I'm going to put that in the lower part of my crease. And I love how fast these blend out. These blend out so nicely. Okay, and just take a little more, tap it off, And just stamp it right directly where the crease is. And I'm gonna not bring it down right where my eye is. I do want it to flare out a little bit. Not as intense as the other eye. And then just do circular motions right in the crease. So this has a blended line. It just doesn't look like a sharp line of shadow. And right at the... Okay, very pretty. So I'm going to leave that in the lower crease, and then I'm going to go back in with that color from the Colourpop palette and blend both colors out, the zoned out color. I'm going to take that onto my fluffy brush. And run it across that to blend it out and to have a little more of that light purple sticking out from it. I kind of want a little bit of a gradient effect. And you just want to blend like this. Don't do circular motions because it will muddy it up. See? Okay. Then I'm going to take... that duochrome color, and I'm just going to do half of my eye, so this half of it. Flat brush. Okay, actually, hold on. I just gotta grab something, and I will be right back. Sorry, my contacts were drying out. I had to grab some contact solution. So I'm going to take this duochrome and just do it on the front half of the eye. Again, just pat into the product. Don't need to go ham. And I'm going to not get that inner corner because I'm going to do another color with that. I'm just going to stamp where I want the line to stop so I don't go past it. Okay, let's go in for one more layer so it doesn't look too sheer. I love this. I love duochromes. Okay, so that is the front half, and on the back half I'm going to go into the Lilac You Alot palette. Pop that bad boy open. Let's clean the brush. Okay, and then I'm going to take the color I'm going to take the color I'm going to take this color Fluff and put that in the outer corner. It's actually very close to what I'm wearing in the front half, so I'm going to put another color over it. Bring that out a little. Yeah, that looks very similar, the colors. So not completely, but they're too similar, so I'm gonna go into the color Trainwreck right here and try that. Okay, that's a nice color, but I kind of... No, it is different, but I feel like you have to be really close up. So let me try layering on one more color and see if that helps. Let me take the color Cloud, which is this kind of light pink color, pinky purple color. Let's see if that does anything. No. Alright, well, that was my mistake, that I used a color very close to it, but not the end of the world. It is very pretty. It's very subtle, but yeah, those two colors are too close to each other. I would have put a darker color on first, but not the end of the world. I will take now this purple color right here, Iffy, and we're going to take that on the lower lash line. And I'm just going to do the back half of my eye. That is a very pretty purple color, so I'm going to do that back half. And then I'm going to go back into the Octopus palette, and I'm going to take that dusty lavender color, which is, or dusty mauve color, Iron Grip. And then bring that along the front. And then on the tear duct, I'm going to go back into the Lilac You Alot palette, and I'm going to take the color Wake Me right here and put that on the inner corner. I should have used that color on the back half. Oh well. It looks pretty in this inner half too. Okay, and then I'm going to do the brow bone in that Trainwreck color. So I'm just going to take that Frosty Lilac color, put that on the, oh boy, thank goodness I'm wearing a purple onesie because I accidentally got some of that onto my pants, but just to show you, I've wiped off and those stay pretty well, so those do have very good lasting power. Okay, now I'm going to take that color Trainwreck, pop it on the brow bone. Ooh, that's pretty. These shimmers in the Lilac You Alot palette are nice. I kind of feel like they kind of all do the same thing. So there's little tiny differences, but if you put them next to each other, for the most part, you can't tell. I'm not sure. I have to do a look with this. I've only, you know, pulled colors and used it from another palette so far, but I will be doing a look with this. I did get, usually when these come out, I get like bits and pieces from the collection. So I probably will be doing a few videos of just using a bunch of random Colourpop colors. Tomorrow I will be posting the Blendiful and the, using the Blendiful and the dupe. And I am so happy I finally stretched my ears up. I'm up to a 0 gauge. I might go up to a 00, but after that I'm done because I don't like the really huge stretched ears, but I like when they look like this. But I don't like when you see like a big, huge, like door knocker hanging from people's ears. Other people look good with it, but I don't think it would look good on me personally. So, I love this palette. I think that Menagerie Cosmetics is another one of my favorite indie brands. They are always super pigmented, bright, rich colors. I love that they donate to animals and wildlife and are always inspired by animals. I think $18 is a great price for the mini palette. You are getting 2 grams of product in each pan, which is a good amount. Colourpop is 1.5 grams per pan, so you're getting half a gram more than Colourpop. They're $5 each, which I think is great. And if you want to build a 12-pan palette, $54 is a little expensive, but the quality of the shadows are amazing, and they're talc-free, they're vegan, they're cruelty-free, so they're awesome. The only drawback I would say with these is you can deal with staining, but if you use a beauty oil to remove the eye makeup, when you see a stain, that should get rid of it. When we talk about the blues and greens from Menagerie Cosmetic, that's a little different. Those do stain and can stain for a day, but if you're using concealer on your eyes, you're not going to see it. But I think this is a great palette. I love that it's an actual like purple cool tone palette. So it is a great, you can use it as a standalone or as a companion piece, so I definitely think it's a great palette. I don't really have any drawbacks for it. Just maybe wish maybe there was a few more, like 2 more shimmers in there, and maybe like 2 more mattes, but then it would be more of a full-size palette. So if they did a full-size palette, I would totally buy it, but I like this little mini palette too, so I think that it's a great purchase. You can also buy those 6 colors and get another 6 and kind of make your own purple palette, or do any variety of colors. So I really love Menagerie Cosmetics. I think everything is in stock right now from when I went to the site like 2 days ago. So everything is in stock, which is awesome. They have a ton of singles you can choose from. They have duochromes, metallics, mattes. They're all pressed pigments. They're all cruelty-free. They're all vegan, and they're all talc-free. So I don't really see any negatives to them. Again, price might be a little pricey, but you are getting really good quality. So I definitely love Menagerie, and I think these eyeshadows are awesome and definitely worth the price. And yeah, that's all the raving I have to do about Menagerie Cosmetics. So Let me know if you've ever used them before, or if you want to use them, or have you ever heard of them, or is this a new brand you've never heard of before? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will have another video up tomorrow for you guys about the Blendiful. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you tomorrow in my next video. Have a good night, YouTube, and see you in the next one. Bye. Have a good night.